This video will show you how to set up the analog inputs on this Volkswagen gauge, the new CAN bus Volkswagen gauge for the 2006 and up Volkswagens and Audis. I'm in normal scan mode. I'm going to go to the menu, and now I'm going to toggle down until I see analogs. Here we are. Hit both buttons. I'm going to enter the screen. Okay. Since I've already set this up once, it's going to ask me if I want to edit number one, input number one. Normally it would say, it would start right off and ask if it would ask to enter the conversion coefficients. But because I've set this up already, it's going to ask if I want to edit what I've already entered. I'm going to hit OK. Okay, now it's asking for the slope. These are the numbers that come with the sensors that you need to enter in order for the gauge to read units as opposed to voltage. If you don't enter anything, it's just going to read voltage, which won't mean much to you. So, the slope for our example is going to be, let's say it's a slope of 2, which is a positive number. So I'm going to select plus. And now I'm at a point here where I can enter a value. So I'm going to toggle over to 2. I'm going to say, hit both buttons to select that 2. And that's all I need to do is enter a 2. So I'm going to go over to the X. And I'm going to select that. Now you see a P next to the X. The P is there for a decimal point. If my slope was 2 point something, I would enter the P first and then the next number, but in this case we're just entering 2, so I'm going to double hit both buttons. It's going to ask me if that's okay. Hit right button. That's fine. Now I'm going to enter the intercept. Now in this case I'm going to make it a minus sign, like a minus 10. Okay, so I'll select minus, and now I enter the value. Let's select 10. So 1 and a 0. I'm going to toggle over to the X because we're done. Hit X, ask them that's okay, hit right button, that's okay with me. So I'm going to name this thing too. Alright, so it asks for a name. I'll say okay. And here's a bunch of pre-selected descriptions you can choose from. In this case, let's say we're going to monitor differential temperature, something unusual that's not on this list. I'm going to toggle down to the air temp / custom screen. I'm going to select it by hitting both buttons. And if I select no, it's going to say air temp. But if I select OK, it's going to allow me to enter my own name. So I hit OK. And now you see this list here of letters and numbers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to toggle over to these different letters, and we're going to start with D. I'm going to call this DIFF temp to stand for differential temp. So I'll select the D. There it is. Now I'm going to get an I. Both buttons to select, and the I is up there. Now I'm going to F. And another F. Now I want a space, so I'm going to go all the way to the end. This is the space right here. Okay, I've selected that. I'm going to go back to T, select it. I got my space, and I accidentally hit 2 T's. So I can delete the 1 T by going to delete, hit that, T's gone. I'm going to go to E, hit it, M, and P, and I've got diff temp, and I'm done. I'm going to toggle all the way to OK, hit both buttons, and At this point, if I pull up analog 1, which I'm hoping has been selected. Oops, there it is. Diff temp, that's what I entered. Now the input's 0, so the conversion from 0 volts is going to be -10, because I have nothing hooked up to that analog input right now. But that's it. That's how you set up the analog inputs on this.